Happy Monday, everybody. This is Rich Mbariket. This isn't what I expected to talk about this beautiful Tuesday morning. It's a day after Memorial Day. We've had a long Memorial Day weekend in celebration of the veterans who'd fallen for the country. So it's Tuesday morning. It's 10:44 a.m. here in Las Vegas. I woke up to a very troubling phone call today from my team in Nigeria, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So let me go ahead and share this. Live with the group on WhatsApp. Okay, just bear with me. All right. For those who are watching for the first time, my name is Richard Mbariket. I am the founder of Mbariket's Ventures. We are a US Nigeria trade platform. I'm a Nigerian-born, US-based entrepreneur. We are currently focused on Nigerian exports into the United States market. I have a current shipment right now that's currently in Nigeria that should be on its way to the US here very soon. So that consignment consists of some peanuts, dried Afang leaves, otherwise known as okazi, some local sponges for bathing, and other items in that shipment. So today I got a phone call from my team in Lagos that there's been an issue um with the shipment. So the shipment is currently in Lagos right now. So the way that exports work is you have to go through different agencies in Nigeria in order for you to get your goods cleared for export into the United States. So one of the agencies that has to sign off and inspect your goods is the NDLEA, the Nigerian Drug something. I don't even know what NDLEA stands for, but that is Nigeria's version of the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency here in the United States. So part of what happens is your shipment has to go through that agency as well, which I think it's a great thing, especially with the influx of narcotics and illegal drugs that's going in and out of Nigeria. It's really important for the NDLEA to get involved, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's within their rights to flag any shipment that they want or to inspect whatever shipment that they want. That is within NDLEA's rights to do that. But and then so our shipment was flagged. So the dried Afang leaves that we are importing, and this is small, guys. For what I have in my head as far as what I want to do in terms of like dried vegetables is bigger than this. This is a very tiny shipment. You're talking about 500 packs of 1 ounce Afang leaves. This is what is happening right now. So they flagged it from what my agent told me on the phone call that I had with him today was they said that there were some dogs that were sniffing around the packages, which is okay. They're allowed to have their dogs. And then the dogs started barking. And then, they figured out that the dogs were barking because of the leaves. Okay, fine. If the dogs have never seen dried vegetable leaves before, it's okay. They can do whatever they want if that's what they're trained for. But what really became problematic was when they started accusing my team or accusing us of transporting Indian hemp. I mean, I haven't had Indian hemp in God knows how long. In the United States, we call them marijuana. And then, before even an inspection was conducted or lab analysis was done, they had already started threatening the team that they were going to throw them in jail and they were going to lock them up for trying to export Indian hemp. Okay, fine. as a professional, I don't think that you're allowed to make such claims without, first of all, doing a lab testing on the product, which they did. So they ended up completing their lab analysis and the lab testing, and then they determined that the item was what we knew it was all along. Literally simple dried vegetable leaves. Okay, so once you've determined that the items were indeed Afang leaves, why not release the shipment? Why are you then asking to be paid? And that was what happened. The NDLEA, they started asking for money, which my team refused. And again, all of this was happening. I didn't even know about it. And when I was talking to my team, like, well, why didn't you let me know right away? And their response was, oh, we didn't want to bother you. We just thought that this is something that could have been handled easily. The testing is something that they normally do, it's a routine thing for them. And they actually did not even want to let me know. But I had to follow up with them today to figure out, okay, what's the holdup? Why hasn't the shipment already left Nigeria? And it wasn't till then that they informed me of what was happening. Okay. So this is what import, and again, I have been exporting out of Nigeria now since 2020. I'm going on 5 years now. And I'm telling you, I have never, ever, ever had a smooth process. Ever had a smooth shipment. It's always something. It's always something. Whether it's the people at the airport or the agencies back there in Nigeria, or you just not getting what you asked for, there's just always something going on. But that is not going to dissuade us. It's not going to demotivate us from exporting, because we feel that Nigeria has a lot of products that the world can use, especially Nigerians in the diaspora. They love the foods, they miss the foods, they want to eat the food. So my message to the agencies in Nigeria is to make it easy for people like me, the legitimate exporters, to be able to export Nigerian goods. And if you have to conduct and flag your routine shipments and conduct your testings, that's okay. It's within your right to do that. But where it goes off the rails is when you start making accusations without you, first of all, confirming what it is that you think you have. So I understand that you may not have seen goods exported at this volume before. And I'm talking about dried vegetables because, first of all, you told us we can't export fresh vegetables. Fine, we're going to give you that. But we are allowed as exporters to export dehydrated, dried vegetables. You've given us that permission to do that. And then as we're doing that, now it's accusing the exporters of transporting something that you, as a trained professional, you should be able to tell the difference between edible vegetable leaves that Nigerians they've eaten for 1,000 years to marijuana. Again, I don't know what dried marijuana looks like. I don't smoke it. I don't use drugs. I don't know anything about that world. But you should be able to tell the difference between an edible vegetable leaves, okazi afang leaves, and dried or whatever marijuana. If you were to put them side to side, a trained professional should be able to know the difference. And even if you're not able to ascertain the difference visually, fine, you can do your testing, which was what you did. You did the test, you determined that it was everything that we thought it was all along, and release the goods and let us be on our way. But then you now have to turn around and start demanding and asking for money. How's it going, guys? No, this is no joke. JBM, what's up? This is no joke. This is really, really serious. This is something that we are taking very, very seriously. This is not a good look at all for Nigeria. As far as like optics is concerned, this is not good. I think they want you to continue to export. They want Nigerians to just continue to live. The goods have been released. They asked us for money, which just out of principle, we refused to give them any money. First of all, they demanded 1,000 naira was what they asked. We said no. Then they cut it down to 50. We said no. Then they cut it down to 25,000 naira. We said no. And now they've released the goods. And now the issue that we are facing now is, oh, now all of a sudden, dried Nigerian vegetables are prohibited from export. That is the angle now. So we are working around it. We're trying to find a workaround it. If dried Nigerian vegetables are not eligible for exports anymore, maybe we can go the luggage route. But the issue with going with the luggage route, meaning we can still, or we are at least going to try to ship the goods from Nigeria to the US via just standard luggage. Like if you were to travel to Nigeria, you pack your little luggage. But the problem is that is not scalable. We can't scale that. We want to be in a situation where we can export these goods in container loads and not in one or two luggages. So I can see why not a lot of people are in the export space because it is not easy. I did exports between US and China for 17 years. Never had a single issue. Now that we are focused primarily between Nigeria and US over the past 5 years, I'm telling you guys, it's just been one problem after the next. One problem after the next. If you want to bring in Gary, they will find something that's wrong with it. If you want to bring in clothing, they will find something that's wrong with it. And this is what the reason why I stopped exporting palm oil. We used to export palm oil in, those 25 to 20 liter, 25 liter yellow palm oil jerry cans. We used to bring those in a couple of years ago. We stopped because you will see Nigerian inspectors take their dirty fingers and they will stick it inside the palm oil and start turning it, looking for substance. This is something that people are going to eat. They will stick a stick inside. I mean, come up with technology that you could use to scan goods that are leaving Nigeria. When you are sticking items, unsanitized items, just to be able to test and see if palm oil contains contraband, people are going to eat this. So we saw that this was happening and we immediately ceased exporting palm oil from Nigeria. Even today, you still have issues where they are still testing things with their bare hands. These are edible items. People are going to consume and eat these foods. So I feel like we need to find a better way, invest in technology, invest in scanners. As much as we try at our platform to educate exporters, I feel like we should also look into educating the people who are actually there behind these machines, doing all of these documentations. There are just so many layers. That is what makes it extremely difficult for exporters to succeed because there's just so many layers that they have to go through. On the Nigeria side, the US side is very straightforward. Once wheels are in the air, for me, it's just like let my goods just be in the air. Once my goods depart Nigeria, I can rest easy. When they enter the United States, it's a more seamless process because this is an advanced environment and it's very straightforward. If they need to inspect certain items, which they did with our last shipment, where we had the infestation of the weevils and the beans, ended up infesting the whole shipment. Yes, we were, somebody observed that there were insects in the shipment and they pulled it aside, quarantined it, did their inspection, and once that was completed, the items were released, and we had to, pay for the storage fees and all that. But you didn't see the U.S. Customs asking for money for us to pay them money. They don't do that over here. Is there a way we can get the contact information of their head office? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, right now the goods have been released. The problem that we are facing right now is they are now telling us that Afang leaves or dried vegetable leaves cannot be exported at all. That's the issue now. That's the issue that we're facing right now. Yeah. So for those of you who want to be exporters, I always ask people, think twice before you get into this. It's a high risk but high reward sector. It's very high risk, very risky in the sense that you can have all of your ducks in a row, you can have all of your documentations, you could have everything all set, but you are always walking on eggshells because you just don't know what's going to happen. So that's why we always teach compliance is do everything that is within your control. For instance, look at this shipment. It was packaged, retail packaged. The leaves were sourced locally from farmers. They were chopped, they were dehydrated, and they were packaged in retail 1 ounce pack. I mean, what else do you want? What else? We did everything right. And then what does NDLEA do? They started saying it's marijuana. Before they even tested the product, they are already accusing and threatening the people on the ground there to throw them in jail. I mean, I'm sitting over here in the US wondering, okay, why haven't I heard from anybody in a few days? And the reason why I didn't reach out was because we've been on holiday since Friday, Memorial Day weekend. Okay, fine. I'm going to leave the team alone. And after the holidays, I'll reach out to them to see what's going on. And it was this morning that I got a text message from my team saying, do you have a minute? We need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I immediately called them and then I found this out. If this has to be escalated to where we need to talk to the head person at the NDLEA, yes, it's something that I mean I wouldn't object to that, but it hasn't gotten to that point yet. The thing that I'm trying to say is NDLEA has released the goods. They've released the product. Okay. So it's no longer in NDLEA's custody. They've released our Afang list, but now the issue that we're having now is they're saying that dried vegetable leaves can't be exported at all. Under what grounds is what I want to know. Under what grounds? Like who sat there and made a decision that dried edible vegetable leaves, okazi, afang, that we've been eating since we were kids, is not good enough for Nigerians abroad, but it's good enough for Nigerians in Nigeria? Someone explain that to me. Somebody explain to me how what we are eating in Nigeria is good enough for those in Nigeria, but it's not good enough for Nigerians abroad. This is why Ghana is running laps around Nigeria when it comes to exports. If I really want to scale my business, I have to go via Ghana. If I read, that's what people are doing. They have to figure out a way to get their goods to Ghana because it's a lot easier for you to export from Ghana to the US than it is for you to export from Nigeria to the US. But we are advocating. We really want, when we say the origin is Nigeria, that's what we mean. We don't want Nigerian goods being originated from Ghana just to enter the US. When we say country of origin Nigeria, when we say 100% product of Nigeria, when we say made in Nigeria, origin Nigeria, that is what we truly mean. And that is what we are about. Otherwise, I will go through Ghana, I will go through Burkina Faso, I will go through all these other nations. And if I do that, that really dilutes our brand. Because we're not truly who we say we are. Okay? I'm telling you, the export space is great. If you can, I've aged. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm 46 years old. I've aged. The Nigerian system has aged me. I didn't have this stress when I was dealing US, China, China, US. I didn't have that stress. The moment I entered the Nigerian market, I just kind of I feel naturally aged, like I've aged 5 years or even 10 years because of the process. You are There's never a night that you are able to just sleep through the night when and you are talking about a situation where we always want goods manufactured at all times in Nigeria. That is our process. We want there to be goods in the air or on the sea at all times from Nigeria to the US. How can we do that when we don't have a system that encourages exporters? How can we do that? Okay. Environment contributes a lot. You're right. And the environment plays a lot because here's the thing. Maybe they've never seen dried Afang leaves at this volume before. And I can kind of see that because even when we were doing this, when we were processing and doing all of this stuff, people were asking, "Oh, wow, this is a lot." And I'm like, "No, it's not. This is nothing." Groceries, one of the biggest sectors, one of the biggest food sectors in the US is groceries. We've tested the Afang leaves. We know that there's high demand and we are trying to bring them in at volume. This is just a small fraction. This is not even close to what we are thinking. We are thinking container. So I'm not slamming the NDLEA. I think that the agency is needed. I mean, you can see that people now, Nigeria is now becoming a gateway for unscrupulous elements to transport like drugs, and then I can kind of see that. So fine, the NDLEA can inspect all they want to. We want them to inspect our goods to ensure that we are in compliance. We want to be on their side. If there's any issue, inspect whatever you want to do because we know that we are 100% legal. So inspect whatever you want, but hold off on making accusations until you've conducted your lab testing. If you don't know the visual difference between vegetable leaves and marijuana, maybe you can invest in training. But where it crosses the line is when people start lobbying accusations and you are threatening people on the ground that you're going to throw them in the jail before you've actually conducted your lab testing. But anyway, that's just one piece of the puzzle here. I mean, look, when I started this platform, the Mbariket group on WhatsApp, my main objective was to share what I was doing and to teach others a thing or two about exports and to create a platform where other Nigerian investors abroad can come to and see that it's okay to do business in Nigeria and see that there are other opportunities or other professionals out there that can maybe help you build a house or help you start a business or help you with your import and export activities. That's what that platform, the Mbariket platform on WhatsApp was for. But it just kind of got out of hand. We are not even I think I posted, I started in November of 2023. So we are just over a year now, going on a year and a half. And the platform just keeps on growing. So I want to thank you all. But with that growth comes a lot of noise. And that is why we've initiated the paid structure for advertisers now. Is I know that personally I shop. If I need to buy anything in Nigeria, I always go through the members of the Mbariket WhatsApp group. That's who I source from. But then I think over the past few months, it's just kind of gotten out of hand with like low value ads and people who were just posting just for the sake of posting. So we've since stopped that. And I made the announcement this morning that starting on starting on June 4th, the advertising on the Mbariket WhatsApp group. Advertisers will be required to pay 2,900 naira for the week if they want to advertise. That's what they'll pay. So what that does is it allows us to run a more efficient marketplace to where the attention is actually on the serious advertisers or the businesses who are looking to advertise and sell their products. And it also creates a platform or an environment where buyers can relate and interact with serious suppliers. That is why we stopped with the free ads. This week, you can still advertise for free this week. But starting June 4th, 2025, we are putting a paywall behind advertising. You have to pay to promote your business on the Mbariket WhatsApp group at starting at 2,900 naira. We think that is affordable. Listen, if nothing else, it's going to help us weed and eliminate low value ads and low value advertisers. So the focus and the interaction can be between people who are legitimately trying to sell their products and people who are legitimately trying to buy. And for us, we will continue sourcing on the Mbariket platform. So I want to encourage you guys to sign up and join the network. It's free. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, please do so. We're at 8,000 members or subscribers right now on YouTube, and about 1,000 members on the WhatsApp group. Okay. Do you guys have any questions before I go? Feel free to push your questions. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to see if anyone has any questions on the WhatsApp group, on the live. and I'll answer it. Let's see. Yeah. So all for NDLEA, we want to work with you. If there's anything that Mbariket can do, our company can do to help educate people in Nigeria, or maybe there's something you can teach us that we can come and educate exporters, please reach out to me. I'm based in the US, in Las Vegas, Nevada. I travel to Nigeria regularly. So I would love that partnership with it. Just anything that makes it easy for Nigerian, because we need more exporters. We do. We really do need more exporters. Otherwise, Nigeria is never going to get out of that rut because majority of the country is just import, import, import. We are dependent on importation. For Nigeria to grow its GDP, we gotta look beyond crude oil exports. We gotta look at non-oil exports. And whatever it is that my company can do to help facilitate that and make it easier for micro exporters to be able to um, source raw materials and turn those raw materials into finished goods and export them out into markets like the United States or elsewhere abroad. That is what we want to do. So not shading NDLE at all, but again, it wasn't my intention to come out today and talk about this. I just want my goods. I just want my goods. We know that we are exporting legitimate, compliant goods. We just want that. We pay our fees, we pay our taxes, we do whatever we have to do, but we just want our goods. But please, the accusations, threatening to lock people up without first of all confirming what it is that you are, what you think it is, it's a problem. We are not in the illegal business. Everything that we do is 100% legal. Okay. So as far as like the advertising goes, we are still going to maintain Wednesdays and Saturdays. Initially, it was only on Saturdays, and then we changed it to twice a week. We think that 2,900 naira per advertiser for the week is fair. And it's pay as you go. Just advertise whenever you want. Some of you might choose to just advertise once a week. But if others are out there looking at buying, let's say, a 1 month ad inventory, 2 months, 3 months, you can do that as well. So that way, for the quarter, you've already placed your ad for the quarter. So you can pay for your ad for the quarter as opposed to every week. Hosts of paid physical conference in all states, one state at a time, to create awareness on export. Yeah, I can do that. The thing that I have is you guys know that I have a business to run. In addition to my business, I'm also a family man. So I don't really have a lot of free time, guys. I don't have a lot of free time. When I say that we are aiming to grow the Mbariket brand to a $100 million company, that is our objective. I can't get to $100 million doing paid webinars. That's not what's going to get us there. What's going to get us to $100 million is to be able to control our supply chain and continue to work with government entities and expand beyond just Nigeria, US, more like global Africa. That's what's going to get the Mbariket brand or the Mbariket company to a $100 million business that we know we can get to. We're not going to get that doing doing webinars and conferences. It's like I have a vision of where I want to be. We want and we will become a $100 million company. That's peanuts compared to where I see us going. But if there are subject matter experts out there who have something to offer that our community can benefit from, put a program together and we'll put you on. And we'll do a 50-50 revenue split with you. We'll give you the platform, you teach your webinars, you teach your courses, you teach whatever you want to, and we'll do a 50-50 split with you. But for me to be sitting there hosting webinars and conferences, that is not the best use of my time, to be honest with you. It's not. I want to focus on continuing to improve our products, continuing to improve our supply chain, and expanding our market access to the world. That's really where I want to focus my time. Okay, so back to the ads. Payments are due every Tuesday for those businesses that are looking to advertise on Wednesdays and Saturdays on the Mbariket WhatsApp group. Just know that your payments are due on Tuesdays, and the ads, you can run your ads that Wednesday and Saturday. So because this week is still going to be free, payment would have been due this week. So today is Tuesday. You would make your 2,900 Naira payment into our accounts today, and then you are free to then advertise your business on Wednesday, tomorrow, and Saturday. We know that we've proven the concept. We know that people actually get business on our platform. So we want to give those people more of a leeway and more visibility for their business, and not just people who are just coming in to throw a flyer on and then leave. You still have to stick around to interact with potential buyers and potential customers. Now, if you are a member and you are looking for products, you can still post for free on the group. If you're looking to hire somebody, or if you're looking for a specific product, let's say you're looking for Gary or you're looking for palm oil, you can still post those requests for proposals or requests for quotation, RFQs, on the Mbariket platform to get people interested in supplying you. But as a brand, as a business, okay, you want to advertise, it's 2,900 Naira per week. This is something that we talked about internally before putting it out there. So it just wasn't made overnight. We discussed it internally because we want to get the platform back to where we know it could be, or where we see it becoming. This is also going to be a driver for us to be able to allow us to be able to get to that $100 million company. We have to be able to create a platform that's seamless and a marketplace for people to come and sell and transact. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll keep you guys updated on the Afang leave situation. Hopefully, we can get them into the country, because I think a lot of Nigerians. I mean, my kids, that's what they eat. They eat Nigerian food. But I want to work with the Nigerian government, make it easy. Let us know what we need to do. If you have certain criterias, let us know of those criterias for us, so we can meet those criterias to be able to export Nigerian foods and goods seamlessly and in compliance with your organization. That's what we want to do. We're not anti. We don't want to cause problems. We want to become part of the solution. All right, guys. It's 40 minutes. Thank you all. Have a wonderful week. Be sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also join our Mbariket WhatsApp group. Okay? Talk to you guys later.